Welcome to the Scottsdale Vibes podcast. I'm Alicia Haygood. With summer coming up, and as much as we all love to travel, we know how hard it can be to leave our favorite four-legged furry friends at home. But that is why we have today's guest of Karen and Tony Chavez with VetterCare to really teach us how they are going to take care of our pets while we have a little fun on vacation. So you never know if someone else's care, if you're leaving with them, what if you have a health care or a health scare with your pet? Today's guest saw a major gap in the pet care world and decided to do something about it. So that's where VetterCare is a platform that connects pet owners with experienced veterinary professionals for in-home pet care. We all know this. No one wants to take their furry friends in the car. Lets them come to us. So unlike traditional pet sitting apps, VetterCare provides come from real veterinary backgrounds, including vet techs, nurses, giving pet owners a peace of mind when it comes to medication administration, post-surgical monitoring, and recognizing early signs of health issues. This actually happened to Tony and Karen with their pet, and this is where it came from. So I'm so excited to have you on today. We all love our four-legged friends. Let's be real. Sometimes we love them more than our two-legged children. At times they can listen better. We know how much they mean to us. So talk about your love and passion for pets, because I really feel that's where this idea came from, and how you came from idea to execution with VetterCare for us here.
Yes. I'll answer this one, Tony. Yep. So we had, rewind a couple of years, so we had a 24-year-old dachshund.
Oh my gosh, did they typically live that long?
I don't know.
Okay.
They tend to say 15 to 20 years.
Okay.
I would say no, but at age 17, I was like, this might be the last year. For 7 more years, he persisted.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So we didn't go on vacation because we were worried about him. And then he, of course, with any senior, started getting dementia and just started slowing down. And we worried. We have an inner courtyard in our home. We were worried that he'd get out and not find his way back in. Concurrently, we had another dachshund with IVDD, so it's a disc disorder. Okay. And so he was partially paralyzed, but also aggressive. And of course, the senior, they hated each other.
So we couldn't be away from the house for very long.
So
typical siblings, let's be real.
I know. And then we had 2 other dachshunds at the time as well. And so we had a family of 4 kids, but we would not leave on vacation because we were so scared about the senior and with the other one, and the fact that they wanted to kill each other. The dynamic was just difficult.
That's not fun for you guys. Your life was stopping at that point.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't go on vacation.
Tony wasn't counting at all.
I know, not at all. So we finally found a vet tech that was doing the physical therapy for both the senior and, eventually the senior, and also for the disabled dog. And we asked her, we kept cornering her in the parking lot, which I know happens with other vet hospitals. And we said, hey, would you watch our dogs? Any chance you would watch our dogs? And finally she said yes. And we were on vacation having cocktails in the pool. And all of a sudden we're like, hey, what do other people do?
Yeah.
And so that's how VetterCare was hatched.
I love that. So you really saw, I feel like so many ideas with small businesses always start from our own problems, right? Yeah. Like this is where the creativity came from. You saw that you had these dogs. There was nothing else like it? Like you really had to corner someone?
Well, you had some vet techs on Rover.
Okay, yeah.
But there was no platform dedicated to veterinary professionals.
Okay.
And so that's what we set out to do, is to recruit veterinary professionals in the Valley and have them join the platform and then be independent contractors and do both routine and medical in-home pet care.
So let's talk about that. Talk about the process of really getting the people that you feel secure to meet your standards for these pet care before we're even introduced to pet owners like ourselves.
Right.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we looked at is, what would we want in our own home? Want somebody background checked. We want to make sure that they're safe to have there. We want skill set verification. So we actually have a veterinarian that does an interview, running through different scenarios, ensuring that they are qualified in the setting of a home and pet care versus in a clinic where they're worried about anesthesia and some of the things that don't really apply.
Okay.
Additionally, we looked at it and we said, okay, we want somebody that's insured, because what if something happens to our pet or happens to our home while somebody's in our home?
Right.
And so we kind of hit all the different corners and just said, this is what we would feel comfortable with. And subsequently, we're providing that for everybody else as well.
I love the idea because it makes sense. You're not veterinarians. We don't know every situation that may come up. For them to really do the interview process to talk about these different scenarios that could come up. We are used to having everything at our fingertips. The veterinarian, how can they help you at home and stuff like that as well.
Absolutely.
So how has traveling been? Have you?
It's been fantastic, but I'll tell
We
you.
don't pay for pet sitters. We pay for peace of mind.
We do.
Let's talk.
that's
That's the difference. Okay, you see this gap. It's not a pet sitter. Talk about where the elevation of a dog walker, a checker in, goes to really staying in your home. Is this really just for senior dogs, or
Let's talk
anything
about-
and everything?
Well, let's talk about our last vacation.
yeah,
So we
to
went to
Mexico.
Mexico. We had a fantastic time in Mexico. Day 2, the vet tech that was watching our dogs with VetterCare texts me and says, "Hey, Karen, Rusty his eye is not normal. He has a discharge. It's bulging. I checked with your vet. He has a 1:00 opening. Is it okay to take him?" And I said, "Absolutely. Go ahead and take him." At the same time, so just so you kind of know what was going on, his brother was staying overnights because we didn't have a tech that would stay overnights
Okay.
at the time, and she was staying there during the day. And we have now 8 dogs.
Oh my gosh.
So the 2 that we originally had passed away. And
Okay.
then
Where
I'm
the idea came from. Okay.
Yes, and then I'm actually the associate director of a dachshund rescue, so I have a problem.
I would say so, but
now
that's
we-
between you and your conscience.
I have this fantastic husband that says really smart things like, "I should make more money so we can get more dogs." But anyways, so
Back to
backtrack
my
here.
brother. My brother was watching nights, and
Yes.
the night before he saw Rusty, and he looked lazy, he looked tired.
He looks sleepy. He
He
said,
looked
"Oh, his
sleepy.
eyes
I
were
think-
sleepy."
Yeah.
Okay, he's a layperson, and I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
But the vet tech recognized right away that that's an issue, and what happened?
So then she took Rusty to the vet. He had glaucoma. His eye pressure was 5 times what it would have been.
Oh my gosh,
Or should have been.
could have
So
exploded.
He would have been blind by the time we got home.
Had no one.
Not been treated, and
'Cause we still had
you just
5
never
more
know
days.
when a medical situation will happen.
Yeah.
Because our vet techs do routine pet care. But it's always nice to have somebody trained in case something does happen. They know what to do, and it's happening more often than you think.
Well, and listen, dachshunds aren't huge dogs. Most people would travel with their dogs. You can't do that with senior dogs, like you were saying, or dogs that need a lot of health care, and IVs and stuff like that. So to have peace of mind, like you're saying, for them to be able to stay home, for you to still have peace of mind to enjoy your life and vacation, it's a win-win, it seems like, for everybody.
Absolutely. And then international travel. This is the biggest time for international travel, and people leaving Arizona just beating the heat.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you are leaving your pet home, it's ideal because you have somebody that just knows what to look for, whether it's
Yeah.
an ear infection. We had another dog diagnosed with thyroid cancer. The vet tech actually recognized a bump and just said, "Hey, you need to go to your vet." We recently had another cat that just went to the ER on an overnight stay. We just see a lot happening and a lot that's early identification.
It's not typical, but it just does happen.
It just
Yeah.
does.
Let's talk about the difference of in-home pet care versus boarding, because when they're boarded, there are people there with the pets. What's the difference of having someone there,
Yes,
and
we
this
get a
is-
lot of calls
Yeah.
For folks that want to board, and they're surprised to find out that the boarding happens at a veterinary professional's home.
Yeah.
Instead of a kennel where there are a lot of pets, you're mingling, you're maybe stuck in the kennel for most of the day, and maybe there's walk time, etc. That's an in-home experience with the veterinary professionals. They have crates, they have special areas where your pet can stay, and they work closely with the pet owners to understand their daily routines so they can mirror them at their home.
So it's not only in-home, but some of these technicians will take the pet to their home too if you're
Yes.
not comfortable having someone in your house the whole time.
Correct.
Let's talk about the process of needing this care to signing up for the care. How does that work as far as being vetted to have the right fit for our pet and for us, because we want to trust the
Absolutely.
person as well, and the tech.
Well, on the platform, we have about 75 vet techs.
What's the website? We'll have all this in the description of the episode.
VetterCare.com.
Okay.
And anyone can sign up and view the various vet techs, check their availability. The vet techs have the ability to assign their own availability, Monday through Friday, weekends only. And what you do is you find a match. So you can look at the various profiles, view them, and then you can set up a meet and greet. People rarely just book a 7-day board without getting to know the individual on the other side. It's like dropping off your kid, right?
No, it really is. Literally, yes. Same thing. How many techs do you have right now, you were saying?
75.
75 was growing very
That's
rapidly.
amazing. When did you all start?
We launched in December.
That's amazing. You're in the great location. Everybody here in the Valley loves to travel and stuff like that. What are you seeing the most of when it comes to the residents here in the Valley?
We see repeat customers. Once they book, they come back and they use us for all their in-home pet care needs. Last month, 50% of our bookings were from repeat customers, and it's 84% of our revenue. So we're seeing folks plan their trips around having a vet tech come to their home. And in fact, Karen and I are going to her nephew's graduation in Virginia in a couple of weeks, and we planned our getaway around a vet tech's availability.
I love it. The owners of the company still having to work around everyone else's schedule. It makes sense. Is there anything that these techs can't do? Is there a line for them, or is that, I understand like it's dependent upon each individual tech. Is there some kind of care that you all as VetterCare or someone's just like, we just don't want to take on the liability of the risk of this because of such a special needs
So
case?
we're not a mobile vet.
I'm not a mobile vet.
So if there's a medical situation, sometimes a pet comes home fragile from surgery and they need to be monitored. All of the services under that care are done under the direction of the pet owner's veterinarian.
Okay.
We're not a substitute.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Some of these pets, we all miss our owners, our mommies and daddies, that the loneliness of these, how does that help with, it's not just the medical care, it's having a real person there that nurtures and loves and not just someone that takes you out for a walk kind of as well, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely. The difference between somebody that works in the animal field, they have dedicated their whole life to animals.
You can see it on your face.
They sit there. I know. It is so true. They sit there with your pet. They're reading a book. They're looking at them. They're touching them. It's what they care about. It's what they love. It's not a situation where you're just coming in to get ice cream and watch TV like the neighbor kid did.
Yeah,
back when we were
literally,
younger. Yeah. And so it's a very different experience. Somebody is there literally for your pet as the end game and their whole focus. And so you just get so much more out of it. And again, every time they touch, a vet touches a pet, it's like an exam.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. What's the biggest misconception about in-home pet care that you're seeing and really peace of mind with everything that you've gotten some feedback from?
Well, I think it just depends on the pet owner themselves and what their goals are. We do get calls from pet owners that are just price conscious and want somebody to watch their pet for $40 overnight. And so that's you're looking for something different.
Right.
Our clients are looking for trust. They're looking for reliability, and they want somebody trained and somebody that cares. A lot of our vet techs are educated. They've got professional licenses. Again, they're background checked.
Yeah.
And it's a different experience.
What are you hearing back from the vet techs? I mean, for someone who's been in this business and chose this, I feel like they were like, of course we needed this. How is this not there? Like, what are you hearing from them?
I was going to say, so vet techs are typically underpaid. They're kind of the nurses.
The nurses?
Yes. They're the nurse to the doctor.
Yeah.
And so they're wrestling dogs. They're doing so much on their shifts. This allows them a little bit of time off. They're still doing what they love, spending time with animals, but they're not getting burnout.
Yeah.
And so they are able to really focus on one animal and spend their time.
Away from the clinic. There's stress at the clinic.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And then they're, for the first time with their client in their home,
Yeah.
in a calm, environment.
Yeah.
And they really enjoy it.
And it's a continued relationship. So usually in clinic, they see a pet, it's an emergency, or it's just a checkup, and then they don't see him for another year. And so this is a continued relationship that's ongoing, and they get to influence that animal a little bit more.
I mean, it's like going to a doctor's office or hospital. Rarely are you going there, unless you're sick kind of thing. So for them to have that connection, like you said, where do you see the future of pet care going with this?
Well, I just visited 4 clinics this morning, vet clinics. Vet clinics want to be part of the in-home pet care experience.
Okay.
And they want to recommend a pet care service. The pet care service is a multi-billion-dollar industry and growing. And so the future, I think, involves veterinary clinics taking our platform and white labeling it and saying, this is my platform. If you want in-home pet care, go to my platform.
Yeah.
And we rev share, or we have referral relationships with them. The veterinarians that we've spoken to really like the idea of recommending their own industry professionals to provide care for their pets.
Makes sense. I mean, again, we all want the best for our babies,
Exactly. They also see a need. So we also provide transportation.
Oh, that's right.
One of the other things. So Oftentimes, especially in the Valley, we have a lot of retirees. They may or may not be able to take their own pet into the vet. Or you may be heading out on a trip, your dog needs to do a follow-up. You can call and schedule just a ride. So we're the only service, I believe, that that transports just the animal. There's some others that you can ride with your animal, but
for something like that, that's a great question. Like for some of these elderly patients, they have senior dogs too. Can you come in and just do their medicine or their IVs or whatever these? Okay.
I just left a clinic that referred us two clients. One, an elderly lady that needed help getting her cat into a carrier so that the cat could make the veterinary appointment. Plus, we've had calls where a newly diabetic cat and the pet owner is freaked out about a needle and loves the idea of sending a vet tech to the house and say, okay, we showed you once at the clinic, you were stressed out. Let's do this again in your home with your pet.
Yeah.
And implement it into their lifestyle.
Yeah.
We've also sent texts out for bottle babies with kittens. Aww. So people who found a kitten somewhere, didn't know what to do, had a vet appointment set up, but just to get that kitten to the point of surviving up to that vet clinic appointment, we sent a tech out that was knowledgeable to help.
You are like the middle person for everything until you can get to that big point. I love that. I love that. So what's the biggest gain you're looking forward to? December is not a long time to be so successful in launching. You obviously found the niche that everyone was looking for. What can Scottsdale PV and the Valley do for you here?
I think just recommend us to their friends. Yeah. And if they know of friends that are hardcore pet owners like me and Karen.
How many dogs do you have right now?
8. I know.
Oh, we have a
tortoise, small
185-pound African silk
tortoise.
Yes.
Is it just 8 dogs and a tortoise?
That's it.
No,
and then we foster as well. So we foster.
There's more. There's no way that's it.
I know.
We're not going to tell you where we live because we live in an HOA.
I love it.
It's a secret.
Thank you so much for what you do. You're bringing calm to not only the pets, but to the pet owners, right? And I'm thinking to the vet techs, too, for them to be able to know these pets are taken care of. So when, if there is an emergency, it's already, the first steps to the right way for even your instance for your dogs and stuff. So check them out, VetterCare.com, where you can find out more information and how they can help take care of your pets while you are gone. Or if you're here and need help, I would never be able to give my pet a shot. So that would be something that I need. Thank you, Karen and Tony Chavez. Go check them out, VetterCare.com. You'll have more in the description of this episode and a link directly to them. Have a wonderful week, Scottsdale. Keep vibing, and I'll see you around town.